You have called oblivion by name, so the void pulls you in. Your feet search for footing, as does every sense seek a stimulating companion. The focus on what has been lost is brief. After all, we are approaching the gatekeeper. Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you guys so much for joining me here and welcome to my table. If you're new here, hello, my name is Zachary. It's nice to meet you. And if you're returning, it's good to see you guys again. Pull up a chair, my friends. I did save you a seat. So, whoever this message is for here, this collective, this does feel like a galactic royalty extension, so I'll probably end up putting it in there. We're getting closer to this point of connection or transition. There might be a little bit of fear that's going on here right now, too, though, as this process is happening. So, we'll get into this message a little bit further. Some announcements real quick for the channel. If you're looking for personal readings or interested in my mentorship program, I do have information in the description of this video, as well as in the pinned comment area. You can check out my website or apply through the link for my Reality Recoded mentorship if you're interested in that. I can take one or two other mentees at this point. If you're interested, feel free to click on that link, okay? PayPal is in there as well if you feel called to directly support the channel in that way. I do appreciate those who do. This channel does run on your support. I also have memberships open and available. You can check that out. There are links in the description of the video as well as a pinned comment. Third level, the Phoenix Fam membership has access to all extended readings. Okay, I do have those for sale individually as well. Again, pinned comment or description of the video. Okay, please like, share, comment, subscribe if this does resonate with you. I appreciate the engagement and I do enjoy engaging with you guys. Okay. All right, so let's get into the message here further. I did have a sacred symbol come through, so we'll talk about that too. In channel messages that came through to start, don't waste it was the first thing that came through. Don't waste it. I was sitting down here working to gather the message. What is it that we're talking about today? Like I said, we just had the full moon yesterday in Virgo, as well as the start of this eclipse season. So energies have been pretty dynamic. Little bit of everything, but intense in, well, however way we want that to present in our lives, essentially. Being the South Nodal eclipse, we are releasing whatever it is we're dealing with. South Node, this is Virgo, okay? So we're releasing things that are controlling, our propensity to be controlling, to release the way something that needs to turn out, relationships, et cetera, okay? So this could be a time, we're coming up into Mercury retrograde at the end of the month as well. People from the past may be coming back, okay? Cycles may be trying to repeat themselves. Just be cautious. No need to be afraid, but be intelligent. Just because something comes back from the past doesn't mean that, we want it to be back. Okay. And a lot of times it's not. It's a reflection of karma, and we're burning through that right now. Okay. So the next thing that came through, I'll go over these oracle cards here in a second. Ganesh, the gatekeeper. So this is where this came from the beginning here. Ganesh came forward here in meditation. Ganesh can be seen as the gatekeeper to the divine energies, all right? What I'm getting from this, because we got the threshold came through as an oracle card here too, we're right here at the doorway. We've been calling oblivion by name, and so it has invited us in. There is this disentangling, freeing effect where we are being released from the pressures of things like sensation, our footing, etc. A free fall. What we knew before is coming apart or disappearing, and this can be frightening. But we don't have too much time to be scared because here comes Ganesh. We have a gate that we need to walk through. Okay. Yes, let's get into this a little bit further. We'll do the symbol first. Okay. So, I'll show you the sacred symbol here. This is called Speak to Hear. You can pause the camera so that you can draw this out. We'll talk about its function here. And I am, just everybody who's been commenting as well, I am working on an oracle deck, okay? Hang tight. It does take time to put those things together. So Speak to Hear. What is the point of this? This is an interesting, they're all interesting symbols here, but this one draws me back to Cut to the Core. This came through in January in a collective reading. And the intention of that symbol was to help connect hearts, to have communication without the brain getting in the way. So preconceived notions, programs, that sort of thing, being able to have true communication. It's a little bit different, but because it drew me to that, it feels like there's this conversation with the self that this symbol is working to aid. So the instructions on this are to draw this onto a mirror that you would be looking at here, and to speak into it something that you're processing. So this can be any level of whatever it is that you're processing, whether this is, a relationship trauma, something more existential. Where is this gatekeeper? Where am I? That sort of thing. The point of this is to create a safe space where what is being spoken, because when we speak, this is the first portal into manifestation realm here. Our words have weight, right? And there are, that's not the only thing that goes into manifestation, but there are a lot of fears surrounding talking about certain things because of what we may be creating. Well, there's a fine balance here. What we resist persists as well. If we're too afraid to look at it at all, then that is actually dominating our experience. So, the point of this is to provide a safe space to be able to talk about what it is that you need to. 555 on the timer, major change. To pay attention to the information that's coming back to you when you're doing this into the mirror. This is allowing you to hear or see something a little bit differently about the way that you are speaking, to pick up on something that you're trying to understand. Like the answer is already there. You just need it to be reflected back to you. This is a safe space to talk, is what I was given there. So love that. Love it. Speak to here. All right. We'll get into this a little bit further here. So Oracle cards. We'll start off here. The Wild Unknown archetype deck is what I pulled from here. So 3 came out: the Threshold, the Father, and the One. I'll show these to the camera up here individually, and then we'll talk about them. So the Threshold. This is where I am getting that we're at a threshold here. We're screaming out into oblivion, right? The Father here. Peter McAllister, the Father, and the One. So the Threshold to start. You can see in this image where, our feet are sitting here. I think it's even, a little nest. It looks like a little nest. So we're standing on the edge of a threshold, on the edge of glory, right? There's a great initiation that's taking place here. There's a doorway. This is where I've been talking about this doorway here as we're coming up into eclipse season, and it is a doorway. Are we, like the doorway is present, is what I've been saying. Is it going to be open or is it going to be closed? Is it just one doorway? Well, I don't think it is just one doorway. There is something particularly powerful about the energy of this point in where we can accelerate or potentially de-accelerate. This is a process, though, where the ground has fallen from underneath us, and whatever is being lost cannot be grieved for too long because there's too much that's coming forward. But I do feel like there is something that is being lost, and I don't want that to be alarmist, okay? Loss should not be something that is feared. It is a part of the greater cycle of receiving. It is just how it goes. In order to receive, something must be made space to receive, right? We can't just build a bigger shoe closet in this situation. So we'll get into that a little bit further here too. The Father, the archetype of the Father, this is the divine masculine, the protector, the great Father here too. So with Ganesh coming through as the gatekeeper here in the situation, and I was talking about gatekeeper in my last reading too in a little bit different sense. So it's interesting that gatekeeper came through here again. To gatekeep is what I was trying to say. Like to protect. I mean, it is still a form of protection. Okay, with Ganesh here. We'll get into that a little bit further. It feels like it's not personal. Interesting. Okay. The gatekeeping I was talking about before was like using language to lord or information to lord something over somebody else. This isn't a situation where Ganesh is lording anything over anybody. It is genuinely a protecting of the gates because not everybody maybe deserves to be in there, right? We need to be able to prove that we can handle that sort of connection as well. But with the Father archetype, what I was getting from this was a form of disappointment. So both the mother and the father archetypes outside of our own mother or father exist. They are energies and dynamics that are present within us and outside of us. With the father, this is an energy where they are both there and not there. There is a form of lack. Like we don't receive everything that we feel we want to or need to from our father. And as we grow older, we find with both archetypes, they're human and there's a fallibility to both sides. What I'm getting from this is like this threshold or where it is that we're passing through the gatekeeper with Ganesh here to reach these divine energies. I feel like there's a bit of a a salty potato chip on our shoulder here. Like there's a little bit of a frustration or annoyance even towards who the fuck do you think you are? Which can be, a situation that we experience as human beings. Like, what is the damn plan? Why are you putting me through this kind of thing? Is sort of what I'm getting. But there's a desire to work through this, but it's present. Okay. With the one coming through here too. The part that really stood out, this is like one love, the unus mundus. We begin in love, we return to love. This is where I feel like with the galactic royalty too, because the heart, love, making all these connections, this symbol coming through here too. This is a heart to heart ourselves now. So we've received a lot of symbols of connecting hearts to the greater heart, connecting hearts to others, activating, clearing. This one is now connecting to the self. And this is interesting. Ooh, interesting. Okay. I've been talking a bit about that with the divine, like the divine is present within us, right? Whether you want to look at that as God, universe, great original source, Akasha, however you want to look at that, there is a reflection of that energy inside of us. There is a relationship. I feel like this is pulling us in, especially with the galactic royalty portion here, to understanding that divinity resides inside of us, that reaching that divine energy is not happening outside of us at all, at all, at all. There isn't a destination outside of us. The oblivion, the void, the gate, all of that is inside. Okay. And we're being brought back to this here to pay attention to that. Okay. So let's get into this a little further. I am going to do you want to do this one? I want to do two of these. That's right. This is a new Oracle deck as well, the Citadel deck. I feel like we have two here. To further this message along, please, Spirit. Do this one. Which one? The top. Okay. 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 All right, let's take a look. The Miser. Hey, interesting. This looks like us floating around here in the void. Interesting. Cool. The Scholar and the Sentinel. So the Scholar, investigation and research. And then the Sentinel. Sentinel is something that's been coming through a lot here too. Determination and certainty. The Guide and Guardian. There's a symbol that came through when I first started channeling. There's one called the Guide and Guardian that's been coming through a lot too. They may pop up. Like I said, I'm making a deck, so they'll be available. With the Scholar here to start, investigation, well, both of them, investigation, research, and determination and certainty. I feel like we're at this point here with these two energies too. We're at this point of moving something from theory with the Scholar into practice. And this is where I'm getting that image of losing our footing or feeling like we need to grasp onto something when what we're actually being asked to do is to close the book, right? Close the book and open the senses here. You've done all of the work behind the scenes, the logical stuff. It's now time to free fall. And this is the part where we can't plan. We can't plan for that action or how that feels. But with this, the Sentinel coming through here too, determination and certainty. What I think about is maybe you're this way with roller coasters. Like I like them and don't like them at the same time. That feeling of when you do fall and getting, your stomach and all of that. For me, it's a weird experience because I know it's temporary. I can even see when it's going to end. But it is one of the worst feelings for me ever. I think maybe a lot of people enjoy roller coasters. That's a part of why you like that feeling. That's kind of what I'm getting here is this free fall past this threshold here. We can't see where it is that we're landing, or we're not landing. We're being pulled to another gateway or another portal. So not having access to our other senses, being able to find the stimulation that it's used to here in this realm may cause a little bit of fear or panic. That's what I'm getting here. To have that determination and certainty before this action happens, knowing there's going to be a free fall, there's going to be something that's changing, to be prepared for that. Faith is where faith is coming in. Okay, let's get into this a little bit further. So the path here for my friends, 15 on the timer, 15 being the devil card. I feel like this place here, when we're talking about the void or oblivion, a lot of the times the shadow can be seen as evil, and good and evil is, well, they're moral constructs that humans have designed. And I'm not saying that they don't have a function. I'm just saying there is not like a right or wrong, as far as light and dark goes. But we tend to ascribe those attributes to the light and the shadow. What I'm getting from that 15 is there is something of great value that's in the shadow. That this may be a part of what is, as we're free falling here, that is causing that fear. In the last collective reading, or our mesas came through, we're talking about burning through these fragments of old experience. I feel like this is a part of what maybe reaching out. Interesting. Okay. What may be reaching out for stimulation as we're making this fall are these pieces that are looking to make contact where they had contact before. But where we are now is we don't need them. We're moving through that. We're moving on to something else. Okay. We're moving on up. Can we get some more information here on the path for my friends? Just the top. You want both? You want both? Two different paths. Okay. That's new. All right. I'm here for it though. Let's do it. So the frog here to start. Interesting. I'm going to I'll just show the camera here. I'm going to work more with this camera here, you guys. So I appreciate your patience with the change. So 2 different paths here. And this makes sense with the doorway. Like we can either work with this energy or not. This is all tarot, all astrology. That's what this is. No one is forcing us to do anything. No one's forcing us into that free fall. No one's forcing us. Okay. We're inviting ourselves. Like I said, we called oblivion by name. That's why this is happening. So the first path here, the frog, this is an energy of emotional and grounded balance. We start here in the water realm, and then we move to the land. But we always need to return to the water as the frog. There is a need to recharge and galvanize the emotional experience. This feels like interesting. I don't feel like these are like right or wrong perceptions. They're ways to approach this door. Okay. Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Different ways to approach this door. Got it. So one, you may be an individual, maybe you're a water sign here. An individual who is feeling a bit more slave to the emotional experience. Our emotions are an effect of our thoughts, the cause. If you're finding that there's this tear between your head and heart, like you maybe you are calling oblivion, or you want to call oblivion, but you've been scared, you're feeling torn between making this decision, try to ground yourself in some form of water. Take a bath, natural body of water if that's possible. There does feel like there needs to be some sort of extra care towards the emotional experience right now. And that could even just be paying attention. Hey, this emotion's coming up. What is it trying to tell me? You see what I'm saying? I feel like you can still go through this doorway here. It just might be a little bit choppier waters, unless you understand that maybe there are some components that are not attached, or you don't want to be attached to your experience here right now, because they need to be defragged. Okay. So the other approach here is the fox. There's wisdom in this. There's some creativity, being sly, potentially. This is an energy, though, that in this deck symbolizes a person. 1919 on the timer. Someone who doesn't do well if they slip away. This, I feel like, it's kind of interesting, a little bit more logical, a little bit more emotional approach to this. But that makes sense. Okay. I feel like both they are the extremes. Ah, they are the extremes. Yes, okay. So we don't have to approach it from the extreme. When we're spinning on a wheel or a merry-go-round, the closer you are to the center, the less dizzy we would become. The further that we move out to the edge or the extremes, the more that we start to feel that inertia, that centripetal force, or to begin to feel dizzy. That's kind of what I'm getting from here is we're wanting to approach this threshold here. It's going to be uncomfortable, but the closer that we are to center, the less disturbing this is going to be. Okay. Okay. So what is blocked here? I'll do one for each. All right, we'll do a little bit more oracle in this message. I like it. What's blocked here for the frog, please? This one? No. The unicorn. Okay. Sight unseen. Interesting. This is the third eye chakra. What's blocked here for the fox, please? Dragonfly. It did kind of come through there in reverse, so we'll talk about that. The dragon here at the bottom. Solar plexus, a healthy ego. I do feel like we're in a big process of burning through karma right now, that phoenix rising from the root chakra up to the solar plexus. It feels like there's a block here getting into the solar plexus. This is the direct relationship to the discomfort of the fall. Okay. The more that you know yourself or trust yourself, interesting, the less uncomfortable this is. Okay. So unicorn being blocked here for the frog. This is the third eye chakra, like I said. I feel like there is, and this an interesting mix with both of these. Being too absorbed with the emotional experience is making it difficult to see anything spiritually, to use maybe a little more intellect or intuition with the mind or the third eye to see what is going on to help soothe some of those emotions. With the fox, the dragonfly coming through here in reverse, the shimmering of the dragonfly's wings can symbolize the mind moving very, very quickly. So being in the blocked energy over here, using too much of the mind, trying to proceed with too much mind. This feels like it's coming back with both of these two, like crown. I'm getting crown and third eye chakra here. So not necessarily that we're using the brain or the heart. We're working into our chakra systems here. But either one of those in the extreme can be pulling us away. Okay. One need. Okay. What do they need? What do both of these peoples need? Spider. So spider is I do feel like there's some creativity to this to get creative. To build, interesting, to build that safety in the blackness here. But the spider is the choice, the web we weave, right? The choices we make lead us to the life that we're living. So both, all, need to recognize that we are active co-creators here. The divine exists inside of us, and we are expressing that outside and inside, back and forth. Okay. I feel like the way into opening this doorway here too is to recognize that balanced experience of divinity inside of ourselves. To hold on to shame or blame surrounding maybe our roots there, okay, our ability to connect is getting in the way. All right. Okay, let's go a little bit further here. Which tarot deck do we want to do? I haven't done Wild Unknown for a minute. I did get a new one, but we'll look at that one later. Maybe we'll pull it out in the extended. So let's see. Where do we want to go here? Leave it like this. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about this threshold? I want to know a little bit more about this threshold, please. What do we need to know about it? Seven of Wands. Okay. Another one. Seven of Wands. So, like I was saying about the blame and shame, this is like protection, keeping ourselves safe from something, staying grounded. I feel like this can be a bit defeating when we're talking about the extremes, the mind or the heart, like I said. We're digging our feet in or digging our heels in to a situation that we need to surrender to. We're asking for that floor to come out from underneath us. We may just not realize that we are. Interesting. What I'm getting is when we're thinking about ascension, or especially here in the Galactic Royalty series, we've been getting into some really interesting spaces. Um, I just totally lost my train of thought. Interesting. I got totally absorbed here in it's raining pretty heavily outside. Need to wash away. So wash away these thoughts inside that keep my mind away from you. No more love and no more pride. And thoughts are all I have to do. Ooh, remember when it rained? Josh Groban. I feel like this purification, because Ormesis was coming through here too. The ground falling out underneath us. I felt the ground and looked up high and called your name. Ah, yes. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. I feel like we've been viewing this process of ascension like up and away. We're heading on out here, and what's actually being shown here is that we're going the other direction. That there is a misunderstanding of direction. That it is a direction. Interesting. In order to ascend, we actually need to lose our ground. Interesting. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Remember when it rained? What is significant about that? Calling someone's name. The Hierophant here is the key. The key, Peter McAllister, the father. So this is spiritual evolution. This is connecting to these divine energies through the divine masculine specifically. I feel like with this key standing out here and the crow. So the key to this magical site here with the lightning bolt is to let it fall, the tower. I was talking about that in my last collective reading here too, letting ourselves be that lightning bolt to hit the appropriate tower. Yeah, this doesn't feel like a comfortable process. Can you tell me a little bit more about this why is the tower energy on that coming through? The devil. There it is, the devil and the magician. The devil. So Capricorn energy, we're talking about the shadow. And the magician here, Gemini, Virgo energy. This is the alchemist. We have everything that we need to create what it is that we want. Kind of back to the scholar energy. We've done the investigation and the research. We've written the spells. We know how to do whatever it is that we need to do. Now it's about putting it into practice. And I feel like with both of these coming through, the devil, we've got we got this fire at our feet here. We might be feeling this pressure to make a change. But there's also this energy with the devil of being restrained, feeling constrained, feeling restricted or chained to something here in the physical realm. And we might be. There might be an addiction. There might be something going on in that vein. To remember, though, that we are the ones who put the chains on our own neck. The devil is not somebody or something outside of ourselves. Just as God, the divine, exists within us, so does the devil. And I kind of see this here with the Hierophant and the devil together. This is the representation of the light and the shadow, and we're being asked to remember to remember this. Both have a function. Yeah, interesting. The flaming feet here are standing out to me with the devil. That pressure that we experience from the shadow, of maybe when we do become too dependent on something, or there's an abuse of power or something like that, we're intended to feel that pressure so that we can make a decision to change or not. Okay. Same here with the Hierophant, with the lightning bolt coming through there. That lightning bolt is going to take the tower down, which can be an extreme occurrence, but it's for the positive. Both light and dark have savory and unsavory components to them as well. But ultimately, the intention, or to use those tools properly, like the magician and the scholar, will lead us to a beneficial or positive outcome. What is the outcome? Can we go there? Can we go there? Not yet? Okay. Okay, we'll explore this here a little bit too. We might explore that a little bit more in the extended. What is the outcome of it? What I feel like there's something else to this though. What else do we need to know regarding the threshold portion? 2929. Let go, jump in. Stop it, jump in. Oh, well, what you waiting for? I was just singing that song. It's all right, 'cause there's beauty in the breakdown. Frou-frou? Okay, yeah, all right. Jump in. Yes, I love this. Okay, jump in. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. I am going to show this one actually up here. You can see the eyeball a little bit better there. So much eyeball imagery. The eye of God has been coming through in a lot of my meditations. I kind of feel like the threshold here too, that could be a pupil. This just blows my mind. Let go, jump in. Oh, well, what you waiting for? So, okay, you guys, on both sides here, whether you're the frog or the fox, it's time to jump in, okay? Once we make that decision to call Oblivion by name, what does this look like? What does this mean? To call Oblivion by name. This is a form of permission, okay? It doesn't have to be anything planned, you know. It is requesting passage to the gateway. Yeah. Once this happens, though, say yes fully, okay? 100%. All feet in. Chariot here at the bottom. Yes. Positive forward movement. Victory and success. Can we talk about anything else here on the jump in, please? Woo! Do you want these? No, this one here. Okay. 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups. So 7 of Cups here at the bottom too. There, I do feel this being frozen for making a decision to move forward here. 8 of Cups, this is a need to leave something behind or leaving something behind. Again, kind of feeling frozen or locked in this, should I stay or should I go now, right? Something feels like it's missing here. I'm not sure if I can fully, interesting, detach from that. Whether that is, as we are in portal season here, whether this is a relationship, a habit, a program from the past, the way you treat yourself, health-wise, work, whatever, what I'm getting here is you're feeling this call to move towards this gateway. And this requires a sacrifice to leave something behind. But there's this feeling that there's some other piece of information that I need, and you don't. That's what I'm getting from this. To not hold yourself up here thinking or feeling like there's something that I'm missing. There's not. Whatever it is that you feel like you're missing is a part of the next step. Okay, interesting. What is this 8 of Cups? What are we leaving behind here? 3 of Swords, yeah. Yay, 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 yay. And the moon, totally. Fear, you guys, or the way that we engage with fear and pain, the way that pain, heartbreak, loss, this 3 of Swords, has woven itself into our fear or subconscious realm. This is what's creating this feeling of lack. I'm kind of back to the father here, this disappointment, whether this was actually with a father or that energy or archetype that wasn't present or was present to an unhealthy degree in your life. This feels wrapped up in the 3 of Swords, heartache, loss. This is, as we're coming to this threshold or seeking this gate, this is the chip that's on our shoulder here. What do we do about that? What do we do about that? The world, let it go. Let go, jump in. Back to 7 of Cups. Make a choice. Okay, we hit the world as an ending. This is taking something, this is a threshold as well, the world. We're moving on into another phase. There has to be a decision made where we're making the decision to, this is part of what's falling away. If this is something with your father, with a masculine energy, the way that you engage personally with that energy around, there's no blame or shame. We're all in different places and what we're doing and healing. So I'm just getting it. There's a need to pay attention that we talk about the divine feminine a lot in this awakening and, and coming back online. And that's very true for all of us. Also, with the divine masculine, well, we need to keep that in balance too, okay? The further that we are from the center as we're spinning, the more uncomfortable it's going to be for either side. So it feels like there's something that's a bit off balance here towards the masculine also. This would be action, being decisive, being logical, being present, okay? It doesn't have to be a dude. It could be, but this is the energy inside of us. Something is reflecting from outside of us, this heartbreak or loss that needs to be released, that is affecting our ability to be our own best protector, to make decisions that are best for us, to trust ourselves, to trust this fall. Yeah, okay. I love the jump. That just blows my mind. I want to know a little bit further here before we go into an extended. What is it about? Where do we want to go? Can you give me a little more information here on the one? Why is the one here? Ace of Wands. Nine of Cups here at the bottom too. It's like a heart's wish, heart's true desire, or a wish coming true. Ace of Wands, this is the Magician's wand here. Like you're being bestowed. This is the primordial magic. Ooh. Oh, interesting. That's how the wand runs, silly. Yes, okay. Passion, desire, heart, love. This is your access point to creating whatever it is that you're creating here with the magician that's coming through. Or this is the component, this is the component I feel like some are struggling towards understanding they already have. Maybe it's kind of vacillating, like I have it, I didn't have it, I have it, I didn't have it. Yeah, the scholar here has two, they're paint brushes, but without my glasses, they look like little wands. In the world card here, the sorceress, sorcerer them, sorcerer, whatever. In some imagery, they come through with two wands, the magician wand and their own wand. Symbolizing taking something here to the next level, learning these lessons and then moving up the spiral. So you're receiving your next wand. Ooh. Yeah, this isn't, okay, this is a major upgrade. Upgrade ya. What else do you want me to touch on this here, please? The spider, the choice, okay, the spider. What is the choice? The magician and the hermit. Okay, totally. To translate or transfer the information, truth, knowledge that you've been receiving from the inside here, come out of your little turtle shell, turtle, and step into the power of the magician here. It's an interesting. I'm getting the it's got the lemniscate on here on the cheetah, or leopard cheetah. What's standing out to me here is the wand appears when the magician does, and the magician appears when the wand appears. So it's this like synchronous behavior, very unus mundus. It's all happening at the same time, but one cannot exist or have its function without the other. And this is where maybe some faith or trust in ourself is falling apart. Last little bit on that then. What do we do about that? Trust. How do we hold this together? How do we hold this together? To be able to use this energy. The Son of Wands. There is a fierce boldness of running into the unknown. A lot of times the Son of Wands here can be a caution towards being too hasty. What I'm getting from this is to do it. Jump in. Jump in. Don't think about it. Jump in. The water's safe. It's safe. This is a safe space. Okay, cool. I am going to go into an extended. I'm going to pull one more oracle card here to finish this off. You don't want this deck? Which you want a starseed? Okay. I want to talk about the sentinel here. What is this energy of the sentinel? Because it does feel like there's this protective quality that we are like projecting or creating based off the father. Ooh, okay, okay. I want to get into the gateway here a bit more too. Go talk to Ganesh. Go chat with Ganesh, see what's beyond that gateway. So in preparation before getting there, we're getting clear on decisions, okay, you guys? This 2-week period, let's use it. All right, what else do we have here? Final piece for the collective on this message. Empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Interesting. So this, back to the defragging. If you are an empathic person, having empathy, not like compassion, empathy, but the psychic ability of empathy, we're constantly absorbing what's not ours. And they're looking into a mirror here too. Use that symbol. Use the symbol. I would even ask about like, please show me the components that are not mine that need to be released so that you can clearly identify what is not yours and what is to make this easier to separate from. Cool. All right. I love it. All right, guys, I'm going to go into the extended. If you want to join me there, links are in the description of the video as well as a pinned comment, like I said. Please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, like I said, if this resonated with you. And I'll see you there if you want to join me. If not, thanks for joining me here. I hope this message is helpful. Please take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Be well.